Hello Cancers and welcome back to my channel, Luma Moon Tarot. So Cancer, kick back, right? Settle in, put your jammies on because I've got my robe on. I'm freezing. I'm not going to take this thing off. It's too cushy, right? I have a story to tell you guys about an experience that I had yesterday, and I feel like I need to put this out there because it'll help you understand what it all takes in order for the divine to set everything up just perfectly for your manifestations to come in. It's just an example, a small example, okay? So yeah, settle back, grab your cup of tea or coffee, Cancer, spend a little time with me, all right? Because this, I feel like it's not just for Cancer, I feel like it's for everybody, but I'm most comfortable with this soul tribe. So, yeah, I'm putting it out there as a bonus for you guys. Anyway, I am going to pull some cards at the end of my story, but I need to make it through the story first. Okay, I'm being called to do this. So anyway, Cancer, this reading, I feel like a lot of it will resonate with everyone. But just take what does resonate, Cancer, and leave the rest. Don't fret over it, okay? And thank you so much. I love you guys. You're the only ones I'm comfortable enough right now, doing a reading in my robe, right? So anyway, Cancer, you know how much I love you, right? Thank you all so much for everything, all of the kindness, all of the likes, all of your subscribes, right? And everybody new here, thank you so much for everything. So Cancer, I have a story. The reason why I was late with your morning reading today is because yesterday and last night I took the divine out on a date, finally, okay? I mean, I do it all the time, but I was late with this one because I couldn't think of the right place, all right? They're smiling at me right now, by the way. My spirit guides are smiling at me. I couldn't think of the right place. Every time, see, the divine and we work together as a really close team, okay? And I take them on dates a lot. We make goals together, and when we accomplish those goals, or even just when we need a break, we go out on a date together. I buy them a trinket. Look at all. This is why my altars are always so cluttered. These are gifts for the divine, okay? On little trips that we've taken. And so we reached a goal, and a month ago I was supposed to take the divine out on a date, right? But they kept telling me not to worry, and they kept telling me to have patience, and they were very patient, and every time I seemed worried about it, they would smile at me, and I even drove around. I wanted to find the right place to take them, right? And I'm thinking, well, if I'm taking God on a date, it needs to be nice, and usually it is. It's someplace really nice. But for some reason, they kept saying, no, not that place, no, not that place. So I started thinking, a really nice, neat supper club for dinner would be awesome. One of those old style supper clubs, that would be so cool. So I even drove around looking for, I know there's 2 supper clubs out here, but I had to turn back. I actually had to turn back and come back home because I think it was the weather got bad. And so even that, and I sat at my desk like, oh, I have to take you out, what do you want to do? And they just kept telling me to be patient, right? A few days later, they put in a restaurant in my head that I would have never thought of, okay? Because I personally like the restaurant, but if you're taking God out on a date, you want it to be really extra special, right? And they just popped it in my head, the name of the restaurant. And I mean, this took weeks for them to give me the name of the restaurant. So I was starting to get very frustrated, okay? And divine timing will do that. It'll frustrate you. And so I'm like, there? That's what I said. You want to go there? And they're like, yes, right? It's got to be that one. And I'm like, you know, that actually sounds really cool. We'll go eat at that particular restaurant. I'll take you shopping. There's a couple really neat stores out there. Maybe we can go and see an attraction, you know, something like that, right? And so we were all excited. Okay, so yesterday we did. I took him on the date. We stopped at an attraction. I took him shopping, and then I asked him again, is that where you really want to go for dinner, you know? And they're like, yes, yes. Now keep in mind, they had put me off and tripped me up trying to make these date plans with them for a good 5 weeks. I think it was 5 weeks. And so I was already frustrated and worried because I really wanted to thank them. I show my gratitude to the divine. They're with me all the time. You guys know that, right? So it was stressing me out, you know? So I asked them, this place, are you sure? Are you sure this is what you want? And they said, yes, yes, right now. This is what we want to do right now. Because I was going to take them shopping a little bit more, but they wanted dinner now. And it was only like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I go to the restaurant, right? And I walk in, and we started singing a song from Greece, and that was in your reading this morning, actually. It was the same song. So I walk into the restaurant, and I go up to this fella at the counter, right? And he couldn't understand my order because he asked if it was just me, and I said yes, sort of. Right? And then I ordered 2 dinners, which I always do when I go on dates with the divine. I order a dinner for me, and whatever they want, I order a dinner for them, and we sit at the table like, you know, like I'm on a date, okay? And this is just what I do, guys. I do this for God, okay? I do this to thank the divine. Come on now. Right? So be gentle, okay? But yeah, this is what I do. And the guy at the counter couldn't understand the order, and I kind of leaned over the counter, and I explained to him, I'm taking God on a date, so that's for God, okay? And he smiled. He smiled at me, and then the song came on. They were playing that song from Greece, You're the One That I Want, okay? And we both started singing it together. It was really neat, okay? It was really cool because I'm like kind of singing it, and he started singing it, you know? And then he said, okay, I'm going to take you to my favorite waitress. You're going to love her. And I said, okay, awesome. So he takes me over to my seat, and I sit down. I meet the waitress, and she's wonderful. She's absolutely just a sweetheart. And I eat my food, you know, and I do my thing. And I'm getting ready to leave, and I left a tip, okay? And the divine said, no, more. And I said, okay. So I double that tip, right? And he said, no. And I'm like, okay. And he said, everything in your wallet. And I said, really? And he said, yes, everything in your wallet. And it ended up being like, I don't know, $70, I think. Okay. So she got a really good tip. She got like a $70 tip. That was everything I had in my wallet, and I put it on the table, and I got up. She didn't see it. She was almost halfway through the restaurant, and this person, she didn't sit down the whole time I was there. She was either clearing tables or giving people stuff, giving directions to people. I mean, she was awesome, just a sweetheart, and a really hard worker. But yeah, I got up and I started walking out, and I stopped by her as I was leaving because she was way in the middle of the restaurant. And I put my hand on her shoulder, and I said, thank you so much, you know? And she prayed over me, guys. It was, I've never had that happen before. It's kind of like she sort of bent over and she said a prayer over me. And it was kind of like everything stopped, you know? And this was in the middle of a busy restaurant. And she's standing there, she's praying over me, she's praying over me. Now keep in mind, she had no idea that I had left what the divine told me to empty my wallet for her. So yeah, she's praying, and I'm just like, thank you, you know, bless you, you know, thank you. She blessed me. She blessed me. And it was odd because her body language was weird. Like she leaned into me and she had her head like almost at my chest. It was almost like she kind of curved her body over to pray on me. It was the coolest thing ever, okay? And I was all smiles and really amazed. And at that moment, it was almost like it was just me and her in that restaurant. I kid you not. So after I thank her, and it was a lovely moment, I go to continue to leave, right? And the person at the door comes up to me and gives me a big hug. Okay, so these things never happened to me in a restaurant, all right? And I just went with it because I knew that was like, I had done something good, right? I listened and I did something good. And I was smiling and, yeah, and I kind of I heard a hey, hey, and I turned back to look at her. Then at that point, she found the tip. And she's like praying again. And I don't know, for some reason, I pointed at my third eye. I went like this. I pointed at my forehead. And then I gave her a thumbs up like I normally would with everybody, right? I give her a thumbs up. And she nods, you know, and she like prays like everybody, like it's like we understood. And at that moment, it's like all three of us knew that this was set up. I feel like she must have prayed for some kind of blessing. She must have been praying for some kind of money, and the divine sent me. Okay? When you pray for something, Cancer, we have to pray, then we wait, and we have faith. And we pray, and we wait, and we have faith. And sometimes it can get really frustrating. That's divine timing. It takes longer because the divine is setting the stage. They've got to get everybody in their places and lined up perfectly. Every little detail must be lined up perfectly in order for all of this to happen for someone. Okay? I could have taken the divine anywhere. I wasn't even thinking of the restaurant they wanted. They told me the name of the restaurant. It popped into my head. Otherwise, I wouldn't have thought of it. I feel like the woman prayed for help, okay? She prayed for help. And the divine, you know, I mean, they knew I was planning a date. They knew I was looking for a place to take them. They gave me the name of the place. They put it off and put it off and put it off until we were all there at that place together at the same time, at the right time. Okay? For this to go down, for her. For her. You know? And I don't know these people. You don't know the lives that you're touching out there. And we all play a part. It's making me kind of want to cry. We all play a part in this, Cancer. A very integral part. Okay? And nothing is trivial. So the divine had to line everything up correctly. I kind of took the frustration because I waited 5 weeks to take God on a date. You don't do that to God. I was starting to, you know, I was starting to get frustrated. But they were holding me off for just the right time. Just that right moment. Okay? So that this would go down absolutely perfectly. Do you see what I'm saying? The woman got her prayer answered, and I was used as an instrument to deliver that. So Honestly, Cancer, that's how things are, and this is for everybody. This is how the divine orchestrates us getting our manifestations. This is how they orchestrate us getting our blessings and having our prayers answered through other people, through other situations, right? So it's really important that you know when we talk about divine timing, it takes a lot longer, not to frustrate you or make you pay, but because the divine has to set up every little part on that stage just so in order for this to go down. Okay? Do you see what I mean? And God is in charge. So you know what? Sometimes, when we say, well, people are getting tripped up, because they want to come towards you incorrectly, right? And God will trip them up and slow them down. We can be tripped up too. God slowed me down for 5 weeks and tripped me up for 5 weeks on this one idea. But they had to, because they had to put me there at the right time. They had to get me to the right place, talking to the right people at the right combination, just so this woman would get the help that she prayed for. Do you see what I'm saying? It gives me the chills. So yeah, that's divine timing. That's just one small example, and it's a itsy bitsy pinhead of an example, okay, in a huge scheme, a huge story, all these separate little stories. Look, the divine is really busy, man, but I feel like they are lining things up so that your manifestations can happen, so that your prayers can be answered, so that you can be blessed. And so just know, every day, the divine uses all of us for this, okay? We have no idea of the lives that we're touching every day just by living our life, okay? So go with the flow, Cancer, Don't get frustrated. I was starting to get frustrated. I was trying not to. I was more frustrated with myself, and they kept smiling at me. I don't know. I guess it was their way of telling me, just chill, baby. It's okay, right? But yeah, try not to get frustrated with divine timing, and just know that it's for the good of everyone, okay? And good things take time. For that stage to be set, for it all to go down perfect, okay? I hope that helps. But anyway, let's see what messages, okay? What messages the divine has for this. Just in closing, it was more of I wanted to give you an example because, like I said, we talk about divine timing, we talk about things being set up. You may not fully understand because you have to almost look past your own lives into that line between you and everybody else. It's like a web, okay? I don't know how to describe it, but it's an example of what happens behind the scenes, okay? All right, divine, what do you have for Cancer? And now that I got the message out, I'm just like beaming. I feel so good, I do. I feel so good to give you guys at least an example of what people are talking about, because it's hard to grasp without one, I feel. All right, what messages do you have for Cancer and whoever is out here watching? Messages for Cancer. These want to come out. Spiritual knowledge, yeah, and this is it. This is it. It's almost like the lines, right, between one person to the next, and all the things that have to be moved around and fall into place, I feel like you're starting to learn the deeper intricacies of divine timing and what it takes for them to set that stage. I feel like too, your third eye is, your intuition is being heightened at this time, okay? Just know that. I'm also feeling like you're working more together with the divine maybe than you ever did before. I feel like you're sharing your third eye with spirit, okay? Feels like you're sharing it. So you're getting a lot of downloads, a lot of messages. You're able to communicate with them very easily now. Like you can actually hear the words being said to you. That's what I'm getting. Some of you could have 3 spirit guides, 2 spirit guides, or more. But you know that there's so many separate paths here that they need to bring together. I feel like it coincides with what I was saying. Some of you could be, and there's that flow, right? Go with the flow. Go with the flow as they create in the background. You see what I'm saying? Go with the flow as they create everything in the background. And I feel like you'll know. You know, sometimes we have to go through this not knowing. We just need to trust our intuition and allow ourselves to be led. But when it all comes together, like it did for me yesterday, I sat in my car, with my heated seats, right? Sat in my car and just sort of, wow. I was wowed. I was literally wowed. And I'm like, so that's why you held me off for that long. That's why I couldn't, do this until now. That's why you made me go to this particular restaurant, right? Yeah. It'll all come together. Just go with the flow and let them do their thing in the background, okay? It'll take you possibly on an adventure that you didn't think, I wasn't planning on going to that particular restaurant, but I thought it would be really fun, Yeah, there's things in progress happening behind the scenes that you don't see, but are so important, not just to your manifestations, but to other people as well, okay? Yeah, so use your intuition and trust it. Trust it, Cancer, and anybody who's listening. Because this changes things with the 5. If you go with the flow and just know that they're creating things to bring forth this transformation with the butterflies, not just for you, but for other people. Yeah, I feel like at the end of it, you're going to realize it. You're going to realize just what they're doing here, okay? I've got like balance on the bottom of the deck, so the universe is in control. God is orchestrating this. You're a player in a it's like you have a part to play in a very intricate play, okay? Very intricate story. All right, so give me one more. One more for Cancer or whoever is here watching. Thank you guys for being patient with me. I didn't know if I was going to be able to describe the story well enough. I hope I did good. But I knew I needed to get that out there. And now I'm just like elated. I feel so happy. Create your own reality, yeah. And this is what you're doing as you're manifesting whatever you're thinking, your thoughts, right? They come into reality. That's part of manifestation, a lot of thought and focus with good intentions on what it is that you want in your life. But it all goes together with them creating it in the background. You going with the flow and trusting your intuition and what the divine is telling you. You're getting communication from your spirit guides here on what you need to do, where you need to go, what kind of path you have to be on, so they can line everything up. You guys, I cannot make it up. I cannot make it up. You are an instrument here. We all are for each other. We're all connected. Because we're all meant to play a part on that same stage. Okay? Let's see, what else do I want? What do I want? I want these. Let's get you 3 cards from these, okay, Cancer? Or whoever is watching. I hope you guys are in your cushy robe or your pajamas with your feet up. I hope this is helping you at least understand. You play such an integral part, and you touch the lives of so many people every day. You don't even realize it. You just don't realize it. Okay? Sand of time. I am patient. What did I say? You have to be patient through divine timing. I am patient. I trust the timing of divinity. I act when the moment is ripe, not early, not late. I watch and wait as the sands of the hourglass fall, knowing each grain holds wisdom. I do not rush my destiny, lest I forever lose this moment. And this moment, it's interesting because they have 2 T's on the word this. You're working together with the divine, okay? You're working together. This is co-creation here. Those 2 T's are really important for me. They are. You're working together with the divine, and this is about divine timing, having that patience, trusting the timing of divinity. I cannot make it up. Give me one more. Oh, this one wants out. A sacred journey. I am a brave explorer on a sacred journey. I do not let the expectations of others decide my future. I boldly explore my world to discover destiny. I look to the constellations of my heart to steer me. That's listening to your intuition here. Let your intuition guide you, and the divine. I feel like this could also be travel. Some of you could be traveling, but I just feel like this is you going with the flow, okay? Going with the flow, boldly, having faith that you're being led somewhere here. All right, give me one more for Cancer or whoever is watching. Feel like this is going to be good for everybody, just to have an example of how divine timing works, okay? How they create, how does the divine create a miracle? This one. Candle of hope. I am hopeful. Every day I make the choice to be positive, no matter what happens around me. I guard the flame of faith within. At the moment when all feels lost and I face a dead end, hope lights a new way. A new way. I'm telling you, hope lights a new way. The divine will find a way to answer prayers. Sometimes it takes a while, because everything needs to be set up. I feel like, prayers require hope and faith, okay? And I'm telling you, the divine brings it all together. They're orchestrating all of this. You may not understand it at the time. It may be frustrating, but if you go with the flow, you understand you need to be patient because this is divine timing. You be brave and allow that intuition and your spirit guides and the divine to lead you, and keep having hope and faith. They make it happen. They set it all up. They just have to set the stage. Okay? Anyway, everyone, I hope this helps. I really do. It's really more informational, But anyway, if you like this video, please hit that like button. If you like listening to a reading in your robe, hit the like button, right? And if you dig this vibe, go ahead and subscribe to the channel too. Join the family. And until next time, my darlings, take care of you and peace out.